When I ask you what you think the most important part of the body is, most of you probably name some type of internal organ. But trust me, those aren't as important as y'all think. There's one very specific body part that is the creme de la creme of importance. Without said body part, you wouldn't be able to walk your depressed ass to the side of that bridge. Not to mention, without this body part's existence, you wouldn't have your crippling addiction to the best website on the entire internet, Feet Finder. Yes, I've seen your comments, and to be honest, I'm slightly disturbed with how many people wanted me to rank this shit. So, without further ado, enjoy your weekly therapy session. Welcome back, Schnuckis. We're gonna start off with the DPS this time around, to spice things up just a little bit. First up, we got Ashe. Now before I rank Ashe, I just want to clarify that I'm not all too familiar with what makes a good looking foot. This is probably because I am a normal human being and I'm not fiending over the female feet. But for the purpose of ranking these characters fairly, I'm gonna cosplay as the average Discord mod. Suki, I'm looking at you. Which means that feet and how beautiful they are is the only thing that matters to me. So now that I got that out of the way, let's take a look at Ashe's grippers. The shape of Ashe's trotters are actually quite nice, but you gotta take into account that Ashe is a gunslinging country girl, so her feet remain dirty 97.69% of the time. And I don't know about you, but I prefer my toasties to be washed. And I can't seem to find any evidence presenting the fact that Ashe even washes her feet. So, unfortunately, I'm gonna have to put Ashe into D tier, because the lack of cleanliness really brings her down. Now next up we got Bastion, and unlike the other tier lists, where robots have a slight chance of getting placed higher on the list, there's just no conceivable way that they're making it out of the bottom two tiers. Just look at this image. Now imagine this image is a POV, and Bastion is about to take a nice stomp right onto your face. Your face is about to look like the victim of Funky Town gore. Shit is not gonna look pleasant. And God forbid you try licking this dude's toes. Unlike a Tootsie Pop, there's no getting to the center of this dude's aluminum feet. So honestly, I'm just gonna end this discussion. Bastion's going straight into F tier. Now next up we got Cole Cassidy. Now to be honest, this is starting to get redundant, but I would like to assure you that I am not gay. But at this point, you may as well just fucking add me to the list of all the LGBT letters. Unlike Ashe, Cassidy actually seems to take care of his toasties. Homie must get manicures or something. And I'll tell you what, I would give him a free mouthicure any day of the week. Unfortunately, the only time I'm available just so happens to be high noon. And I think he may be busy at that time, unfortunately. So, Cassidy, easy A tier. Next up, we got Echo. Now, I know this photo has nothing to do with her feet, but I thought it was funny as fuck, so enjoy it. Back to her feet. Just look at them. If she stepped on you, it's lights out. Like, I hope you have a stab kink or something, because if you don't, then you're going out in the most gruesomely embarrassing way possible. So, I'm gonna put Echo into F tier, because this woman literally has a built-in vampire killer as her tootsies. Next up, we got Genji. Now, I got a lot of shit to say about my boy. First off, this picture's funny as fuck. And second off, what the fuck did they do to my boy with this skin? But if we're ignoring the terroristic design that the devs decided to give us when they released this skin, and we just look at regular old Genji, we can all see that he's got some, for lack of a better word, cute looking tarsuses. This Asian cyborg mix of a man clearly takes good care of his trotters. So, I think he deserves a spot at A tier. Now notice how I haven't given anybody an S tier yet. That's because I'm really savoring that S tier spot for the heroes that truly deserve it. Next up we got Hanzo. This very well may be the only time that Hanzo isn't superior to Genji, in terms of his looks that is. I mean, if you look at this gentleman from the ankle down, you'll see that the only thing he's got down there is bones. It's like he got diagnosed with ankle down anorexia. And you take off his socks and his feet are just as you'd expect them. Very skinny. Now they're not horrible looking, but they're most certainly not as pretty as Genji's. So unfortunately for Hanzo, I'm gonna have to place him at D tier. For damn, them bitches ain't right. Now next up we got Junkrat, and unfortunately for Coco Master 2222, Junkrat ain't getting a very good placement this time around, and it is a bit unfair due to the fact that Junkrat is slightly nerfed in terms of feet, since he only has one workable foot, but the one that is workable really just ain't all that. I know it may seem like I'm hating on Junkrat, but let me remind you that the only certificate that's ever been certified in my name is my certificate of a Junkrat hater. But it's okay if you like him. There's always a mental asylum you you can check yourself into. F tier. Next up is May. Now when I was doing research on May's grippers, I was ever so slightly disturbed with how many fucking fan-made feet pics there are of this woman. But honestly, I shouldn't have been surprised. She does have some nice ass ungulus. I know that word means hooves, but it's just too fucking fun to say, so I'm gonna keep saying it. May's feet are the perfect circumference. They're clean, cute, and highly lickable. I truly am too far gone. So this one's for you, May enjoyers. May earns herself our first S tier so far. Next up we got Pharah. Shit, that's the wrong picture. Next up we got Pharah. Now, similar to May, Pharah's got a lot of feet pics in the vault. Now you may be thinking that when I said vault, I was referring to the internet, but nah, I was referring to the actual vault size safe I have in my house where I store thousands of Pharah's feet pics in. And there's a very specific reason that I hoard said feet pics, because Pharah's toots are absolutely magnificent. The overall shape compared to the mocha shaded skin color that Pharah has truly brings together a magnificent mix of feet pics. Pharah gets an easy S tier. They're just as precious as May's. Next up we got Reaper. Every time I look at this dude, I can't help but think about,
because tonight will be the night that I will fall for you.
And let me reassure you, I will not be falling for this man. He's got these weird ass looking boots on that have a very strange shape to them, so his feet just gotta look unappealing. Oh my god. B tier. Next up we got Sojourn, and similar to Reaper, Sojourn has these weird cyborg looking boots, only this time they aren't boots, but rather they're her actual grippers. There's absolutely no pleasure you can obtain from Sojourn's toots, unless you're deeply into heavy metal. Unlike Reaper, there's no actual feet pics for Sojourn, but if you happen to find some, please, and I mean please, submit them in my Discord server. Link in description. You know what else is in the description? The link to become a channel member. Now I'm not going to spend too much time talking about this, but joining really does help support me, so if you're interested, check it out. Now, back to Sojourn Stompers. I really don't think I can put him any higher than F tier. Now, I never thought I'd see the day where Sojourn's an F tier, but hey, there's a first time for everything, I guess. Next up, we got Soldier. Now, I was, and still, am utterly shocked with the amount of feet roll 34 that I stumbled upon looking for Soldier feet pics. Take a look at this. Why does this exist? Soldier's feet aren't the ugliest thing in the world, but you gotta take into account that Soldier is nearly 60 years old, and I want to be nowhere near this geriatric's grippers. So I'm gonna cut this short. Soldier gets a D tier. Moving on. Next up we got Sombrero. Sombrerito. Fuck guys, I'm sorry. Sombra. Now I went into researching Sombra's feet, knowing full well there were gonna be millions of different images to scour through. And I was correct. I ended up spending a questionable amount of time looking through all the different pieces of art. Not because I was interested in the feet, but because I wanted to show these artists support by viewing their life work. But this trotter bottom binge was quickly cut short when I found this image. What the fuck is this? Why is this a thing? Why am I horny? Sombra is getting placed ever so elegantly into A tier. Now next up we got Symmetra. Now I wouldn't be surprised if you clicked on this video just to skim to Symmetra's part. And if this is true, first off, please go back. I need the watch time. And second off, I completely understand. I know I said that Sim and Sombra go hand in hand and all, but just like thighs, that most certainly does not apply to feet. I'm convinced the reason why people obtain foot fetishes in the first place is only due to the fact that Symmetra has these absolutely fantastic foot phalanges. They have no business looking that beautiful. So Symmetra gets the easiest S tier so far, above everybody else. Now let me tell you who's not going to be above anybody else. Torbjorn. And don't let the honestly quite nice photo I just put on screen deceive you, because when you look at this dude's beach skin for example, and before I put this on screen, if you're squeamish, look away now. You can instantly tell that Torbjorn has the worst feet in the game. To be honest, I'm not sure if another hero can even have worse feet than Torbjorn, but I guess we'll see. Torbjorn, easy F tier. Now next up we got Tracer. Now I'd like to apologize about something very serious that I did in the last tier list. I used an AI generated photo of Tracer in the thumbnail. A bunch of people were deeply saddened by this fact, and for that I would like to sincerely apologize for my actions. But as for her feet, I couldn't agree with my boy Lucio more. Tracer has some of the best ungulus in the entire lineup. I told you I was going to keep using that word. Tracer's getting her own tier, because just look at this woman's tootsies. Absolutely beautiful. Tracer is getting placed solemnly in the triple S tier. Finally, Tracer gets placed where she truly belongs. Now next up we got Venture, and sadly, it seems like Venture hasn't been out long enough for the community to have enough time to cook up some quality feet pics for him. But I'll give Venture the benefit of the doubt. I am so fucking funny. They must have some some solid dogs. But this is all hypothetical, so I'm just gonna place Venture into C tier. Not much to go off of, unfortunately. Next up, we got the woman that every straight man would love to make their Discord kitten, Widowmaker. Now, when I ask you what ethnicity of woman you prefer, your answer probably varies quite differently to each other. But I'm willing to put money that not a single one of you said your favorite ethnicity was a purple French woman. But if you did, first off, I'm gonna tell you right now, I ain't paying you a fucking dime. But also, congratulations. We can highly relate to each other. Let's make out. Widowmaker has beautiful feet, and there's no question in that statement. Her feet are what I and many others would consider the perfect grippers. Widowmaker, easy S tier. Also, why is she oiled up in this photo? Hey, look at that. I'm proud of you. We're now pretty much halfway into the video, and you haven't even sinned yet. Give yourselves a pat on the back. Who am I kidding? You probably can't even reach your back, you fat fuck. Let's talk about the support heroes, shall we? First up, we got Ana. Now, I am genuinely surprised, because this is pretty much the only feet pic I could find of Ana, and it's not even the young version of her. But her feet in this picture are much what you'd expect when looking at a 62-year-old woman's trotters. They got more wrinkles than a fat bitch's stomach, so I'm gonna have to place her straight in the F tier. Not a very good start for the support lineup. Next up, we got Baptiste. Now, I know I already said this once, but to clear up any confusion that y'all may have, I am not gay. I am not gay, I am not bisexual, but I am straight sexually obligated to lick Baptiste's gleaming toes. I don't even know what the dog's grippers look like, but based solely, get it, solely? But based solely on the fact that Bap has these absolutely absurdly large thunder thighs, I'm gonna go ahead and assume that Bap has some superb looking ungulas as well. Also, why is he looking hella zesty in this photo? Baptiste, easy B tier. Next up, we got Torbjorn's in the most respectful way possible, highly appealing daughter, Brigitte. Now, I don't know what kind of weird shit Brig happens to be into, but we're just gonna ignore that this photo exists. Brig is very similar to Widowmaker in the sense that she has what I'd consider the perfect dew claws. And I know that dew claws technically doesn't mean human feet, but I was tired of using the same words, okay? So Brig, easy S tier. Next up, we got Illari. Now, similar to Sojourn, Illari's catalog of feet pics isn't very broad. The only reason I used that goofy ass picture I used was because it was the only Illari feet pic I could find after probably 5 minutes of scouring the internet. Perhaps I should try the dark web. Now that I think about it, I wonder what would happen if you looked up Overwatch Rule 34 on the dark web. Anyways, Illari doesn't have photographic evidence showing that she has eloquent looking ungulas. The closest thing we got to an official Illari foot reveal is her pajama skin, but Blizzard cucked us by making her wear socks. I swear, Blizzard just can't stop making terrible decisions. Like, who the fuck wears socks to bed? Like, seriously, if you wear socks to bed, fucking kill your— I don't know why I've been talking about Illari for so long, knowing damn well she's got nothing to offer. So Illari unfortunately has to go into F tier. Maybe one day Blizzard will bless us with a foot fetishized Illari skin, and maybe one day my shotgun will bless me with a nice shell straight to the head. Next up, we got Kiriko, and I'll tell you what, Kiri is the complete opposite of Illari. You could probably fill a whole phone book with nothing but Kiriko feet pics. I'm gonna quickly bless your guys' eyes. Just take a second to admire what you're seeing. Yeah, I think that's enough said. Kiriko, easy S tier. Also, why does the feet community seem to just love oiling up these characters? Like, Jesus Christ. Next up, we got Lifeweaver. Now, I was fully expecting to stumble across a fucking cult of people who create nothing but vulgar images of Lifeweaver's toes, and they're just hoping they have the slightest chance of getting a foot job from the man himself. But I saw none of that. Well, to be fair, I wasn't searching for long, only about 3 hours, so there could very well still be a possibility of that cult existing. And hell, maybe they're in my comment section right now. But to make sure these cult members don't put my head on a platter, if I were to rank him low, or foot on a platter in this case, I'm gonna put Lifeweaver at A tier, because I think he has a great set of trotters to him. Next up, we got Lucio, and I'm gonna go on a little rant about Lucio. So, Lucio wears these futuristic roller skates, right? But there's one problem. His skates are inlines. And I don't know if you've ever worn inlines for an extended period of time, but those bitches hurt after only an hour. I've never once taken off my inlines after skating and not had at least one blister that seems to last a whole fucking month. I can only imagine what his feet look like after wearing those skates for his whole life, presumably. His feet gotta look like a fucking canoe or something, since the skates push the two sides of his feet together. Ow, fuck, I just hit myself in the nuts, dude. Jesus Christ. Anyways, Lucio's gonna have to go into D tier. Dude, oh my fucking god, that hurts so bad. But yeah, Lucio's in D tier because canoeing is low-key fun as fuck. Also, why the fuck is Reinhardt cradling Lucio in this picture? Now, next up we got Mercy. Now, I already knew what was gonna happen when I started searching for Mercy feet pics. 3-week gooning session starts now. Just take a look at this absolutely delicate photograph of Mercy's terrific trotters and let me know where you would rank her. Mercy gets an easy S tier. Better quit wiggling them fucking toes. Next up we got Mother Moira. Now we're gonna completely ignore that the picture on your screen right now actually exists. Unfortunately, Moira's base model doesn't get much better. Her feet are just nasty, no matter what skin you have equipped. Like, why are her toenails so long? Who the fuck thought this was a good idea? That shit looks sharp enough to cut my femur in half with one low effort swipe. I don't even want to talk about Moira anymore because just looking through all of her skins, I'm sensing a pattern. And that pattern starts with the letter F. Forget me the fuck away from that shit. Next up we got Zenyatta. Now I'm not going to spend too much time on this ugly fucker due to the fact that I already covered most of what I got to say about him when I gave my thoughts on Bastion. Zen's cursed with the omnic grippers, a truly cancerous disease that ugly creatures are diagnosed with at birth. And Zen is the summit of an ugly fucker, let me tell you. Zen, F tier. Don't even think about becoming a lawyer in Zen's defense in my comment section. Now, moving on to the tank heroes. And I'll tell you what, shit's about to get juicy. First up we got D.Va. In case you didn't see, I teased this very video with a D.Va feet pic because I knew that it would hype you mentally retarded individuals up for this video. But can we talk about something real quick? Why is D.Va so overpowered? She's got the ass, she's got the tits, her thighs ain't half bad, and her grippers are borderline perfect. D.Va's getting an S tier. No surprises there. Next up we got Doomfister. And I'll be real with you, Doomfist has got some surprisingly nice ungulus. I was not expecting him to have as nice grippers as he has. But then again, there's really not much to say about him. I'd consider them just above middle of the road. So that being said, Doomfist gets a B tier for very beautiful. Next up we got Queefer Junk. Now other than the fact that this photo exists, I like everything about JQ's grippers. Somehow, JQ found a way to make even her feet look muscular. This may surprise you, but JQ's feet are what I would consider the perfect feet. Take one more look at them before I give her a final placement. Junker Queef gets triple S tier, and I'm putting her above Tracer, because put my right hand to God, I would suckle on her toes. Next up we got Mauga. Now Sam Sulek here doesn't seem to have many feet pics floating about. This is the only one that I could find. That being said, you can just assume that they're going to be overall nice looking. I mean, the rest of Mauga's body is appealing, so that means his feet surely fall into the same boat as well. So based on the very small amount of evidence I've gathered of Mauga's ungulus, I think it's safe to say that he earns himself a solid C tier. Oh, now next up we got Orisa. Based off how I just introduced Orisa, you probably thought I was gonna rank her high, but nah. Orisa's got the same problem as Zen, but there's a major difference between Orisa and Zen, because Zen's problem is that he has the omnic robotic feet that nobody likes to look at, and Orisa's problem is she has double the fucking feet. And as hot as Orisa is, wait, hold up, this bitch is 2 years old? Right there. Next up we got Ramattra. Now I was fully intending on talking about this dude for like 3 seconds, then instantly putting him into F tier. But Ramattra surprised me with the fact that he's actually got human grippers. Well, most of the time at least. When he's in his nemesis form, his trotters quickly lose their value. But if we're being honest, Ram's feet really aren't that appealing to begin with, even when they're in their human form. So I'm gonna have to place Ram into D tier. They're not awful, but I don't even think they can earn a C tier, so D tier it is. Next up we got Reinhardt. And think about this. Reinhardt's feet alone are probably bigger than half of y'all's grippers put together. This dude is an absolute behemoth of a man. And his feet are also behemoths in their own right. And somehow, his grippers are surprisingly clean. So I know there's not much to go off of, but I think Papa Ryan earns himself an easy A tier. Because dude low-key had me trifling when I laid eyes on those massive ungulus for the first time. Next up we got Bubba. And real quick, do me a favor. Every time you see a Bubba in game, call them just that. Bubba. We gotta make it a cult. Every single one of you watching gotta start calling Roadhog Bubba. Alright, back to the feet. I can't even make a joke about Bubba's grippers, because they are just fucking appalling. Every picture I see gets worse and worse. Like, I never thought I'd say this, but Bubba gets an F tier. I'm sure he'll make it up in the next one though. Next up we got Sigma Overwatch himself, and I'm sure the first character you think about when talking about feet. And there's a very obvious reason as to why you'd think of him first, because it's almost like Blizzard wants you to look at his grippers. Like, they're fucking highlighted. If you look at his base base skin, for example, you can see his armor and stuff are all these different shades of blues and greens, but then you look a little lower, and you're blinded by his feet that are almost as bright as the fucking sun. Sigma's feet are highlighted for a very specific reason, because they're beautiful, and you know where beautiful grippers go? S tier. Next up we got Winton. You know what's funny? You probably couldn't tell if the picture I just showed you were Winton's hands or his feet, and to be honest, I don't even fucking know. All I did was look up Winton Overwatch feet, so I'm gonna have to rank Winton higher, since his feet are pretty much just hands. So Winton gets a B tier. Not much to say about this fella, he's just kinda monkeying around. Next up we got Hammond. Now I don't know which part of Hammond I should rank, his testicle or the man himself, because if we were ranking his testicle, he'd probably have his own tier below F. You know what, nah, we're gonna rank the hamster himself, and I'll tell you what, dude's got the most mid-miniature dew claws I've ever laid my eyes on. First off, they're way too tiny. Second off, I'm not exactly attracted to hamsters, or any small animal for that matter, so I hope this is where you'd expect me to rank him, because if you don't, then you should probably seek therapy. But Hammond gets an easy F tier. I swear, there's no good qualities about Hammond. Last but not least, and I would certainly love to feast, we got Zarya. That was fucking stupid. Now I'll be the first to tell you, her feet phalanges truly make me feel fucking fantastic. Almost as fantastic as taking fentanyl. She's very similar to Junkrat in a taste, that even her grippers look to have muscle. So I'm glad we're finally ending a tier list on a positive note. Zarya, easiest S tier by far. And that was my list. Do you agree? Well, you should. If you want to watch even more of my cancerous content, feel free to click it on screen now. And don't you forget to join the Discord server. I will bite off your pinky toe if you don't. Alright, the music's about to end. Gotta go.